All right, Shalom Akim, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to you, fellow Akim, out there pressing out this word in truth and sincerity. Ashra Khanak. And today I want to do a video about, you know, how we're going to oppress Esau, because Esau, he's oppressing us right now. You know, you have this wicked society in which Esau, he makes you, be a part of his, his American system by putting pressure on you through the form of expectations, going to school, raking up the prices of living. So you have no choice but to, turn to a life of crime or to, ultimately, dive head into his educational system or be a damn slave in his, his workforce. Okay, and you get paid pennies on a dollar. Or you have to pretty much dedicate yourself, all right, to paying bills, or to being a goddamn slave in this wicked society. And then he makes everything else hard for you. Or he makes being with a woman almost unbearable. All right, you gotta deal with spirits just being with women. He makes it to where your children are oppressed. They're all messed up. They're sick. Okay. He he tampers with the food, so the food oppresses you. Okay, because he's oppressing the food. Okay, he's oppressing the animals. Or he's oppressing the very trees themselves. All right, so this is a very oppressive society, meaning that pressure. Or you have pressure you got to get up early in the morning to go get in a goddamn car that's causing cancer. Okay, drive to a job in traffic, deal with people that are bug outs. Okay, all right, you got to do this repetitively. Okay, over and over and over, and you will never make it to the top, so to speak. All right, you have to basically sell out. All right, so this is Isaiah 14:1. It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." And the Lord is having mercy on us now. All right, and that's why, we see Esau going down. All right, and that's finally when we're going to be able to oppress his ass, okay? And right now he's oppressing us to this day. All right, so those strangers are talking about the Israelite foreigners. "And the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids." That's right, Esau, you're going to be a servant, okay? Your women are going to be handmaids. All right, just as Jake was servants and handmaids unto you, you call them the help. All right, you have that today. I'll deal with clients. I'll go with clients, and they'll have the clients will have money, and they'll have a live-in handmaid, basically an Israelite woman, more times than not, or like a Filipina. So Esau is capable of doing that. Give me a second, again. All right, Salakia. I lost my thought, but let me continue on reading. It says, Isaiah 14:2, it says, "And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." Okay, so starting with the elite banker families, all the way down to the rinky-dink Joe six-pack Edomite, they are all, oppressing us, just them being over us, okay, with this oppressive society. And this oppressive society oppresses who? The most. Okay, the Israelites. That's the reason why the Israelites are in the situation that they're in now, is because this policy, this whole system is dead set against the children of Israel. Okay, to oppress us, to keep us down, to oppress our spirit, to suppress our spirit. Okay, this is Jeremiah 30:16, but it's going to come a point, okay, in the very near future where the Lord is going to allow us to oppress, those who have oppressed us. It says that we shall rule over our oppressors. You see? We are going to rule over our oppressors. Who's oppressing us? The so-called white man and other nations. They're oppressing us. All right, they'll lock you up in these metropolitan cities. Okay. They force you to deal with a whore. Okay. They force you to eat fake food. They force you to be a slave, get a minimum wage. Okay. Or the wage that you do have is still not sustainable. Or you can't go to Europe for 2 months. Okay. And be of a clear mind. No, you got to worry about child support. You got to worry about your rent that they keep hiking up. You got to worry about people breaking into your house, stealing shit. Okay. And you got to worry about the so-called white man every goddamn day. Okay. There's reports out. You know, I might just do a video on it. 5G is destroying you, which I worked in telecommunications before I started doing what I was doing now. And I will actually put up and build 3G and 4G systems. Okay. And I'll basically do the programming for 3G and 4G systems. And I'll have to go through hours of training. And they're pretty much telling me that the radio frequencies that we're dealing with is dangerous. All right. So for about 5 going on 6 years, I was getting zapped by high level radiation, man. All right. The so-called white man has to pay for that. And you're getting zapped right now from every device that you have. It carries out a wavelength that's going through you. Okay. That's invisible. And it's destroying you, destroying your cognitive function, or destroying your blood, your DNA, your heart, or giving you cancer. All right, so that's the so-called white man oppressing you. Okay, he won't let you travel freely. Okay, you have to get a goddamn license to do anything. Okay, you have to get a so-called certificate, so to speak, a permission slip to do something in this world. Okay. If you want to go to the beach, you got to ask the so-called white man. Oh, you can't stay here. Okay. After this amount of time, or you can't drink on the beach. Here it is. This dude dumping nuclear waste into the ocean. He's dumping plastic into the ocean. All right. Well, you have plastic the size of islands. All right. Animals dying, overfishing the seas. All right. So this is oppressive society. All right. But he can do whatever the hell he wants to do because he has liberty. But it's going to come a point where that liberty is going to be bound up. And how is it going to be? How is it going to be bound up? This is Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. So we were a spoil to the so-called white man and other nations. Okay, and now they're going to be a spoil. All our adversaries, they're going into captivity. All right, how about those apples? All right, and for eternity, because you know what? Everybody's going into slavery. All you nations are going into slavery. Okay, for eternity. Okay, it's not like we're gonna just be beating your ass like crazy. Okay, but after that 1,000 years, you're gonna get your land back. All right, order's going to be established. All right, certain brothers going to be over certain provinces, judging the nations, and you want to follow the law, statute, commandments. And when you don't do them, we're going to jack you up. All right. And then you're going to be giving us your riches. You're going to be giving us your daughters. Are you going to be giving us the choice of your first fruits? Okay. You're going to be offering that up to the children of Israel. And we're going to get that. Okay. Let me read this again. This is therefore Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So the Most High, he's gathering the nations, okay, for this last war, all right, to destroy each other, and then to destroy Esau, and then for us to come into power and take them over, oppress them. Are we going to oppress you nations? Are you going to be under us? All right, the so-called white man you like to oppress, well, we're going to show you how to do it. And the Heavenly Father is going to give us the liberty and the power to do it. Okay, right now we don't have the power. Let me bring this out. But soon, let me bring this out. Jeremiah 51:20. Therefore thou art for Salakia. Let me slow it down. Salakia. This is Jeremiah. You know, sometimes you get hot in the spirit, man. You get hot in the spirit, you start tripping up. This is Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. See? So the Heavenly Father is going to turn us into a killing instrument. To do what? To oppress. Okay? To beat down our nations. Beat down the other nations. To put them under subjection under us. Okay? That's what's in store for us. Right now, we're being oppressed heavily, man. The so-called white man is oppressing us heavily. All right, and then the spiritual demons say know who we are, okay, in the spirit, okay, and that's the main adversary. So not only do we have the so-called white man that's after us, but we have his spiritual father, the Satan, that's after us. So we are indeed in an oppressive society. Okay, you can't even be yourself. The only time you can be yourself or have, fragments of you really being yourself is when you're with the Akim. Outside of that, everybody else, you got to be very subtle with your words. You got to, play around. You got to test the temperature. All right. When you're with genuine brothers, you don't have to do that. You can just let down. You can just let go and be yourself. And even within that, you still have Satan there in the midst. So we're still oppressed, okay, until we enter into the kingdom. Okay. And this is fastly approaching. This day is coming soon. All right. Jacob's trouble is coming. All right. Everything's going to be turned right side up. All right. There's going to be a market correction, so to speak. Okay. If you know anything about stocks. Which when they say a market correction, means there's going to be a crash, right? There's going to be a crash in a stock. And then through the process of time, it's going to correct itself to go back normal. And that's basically what's going to happen. All right, Esau is going to crash. All right, and then the correction period is going to come. All right, where Esau is going to be in slavery. All right, building up our kingdom just as we built up his kingdom. Okay. So the Lord said, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms, and with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariots and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee I will break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said the Lord. So this is coming soon. All right, so with that is talking about breaking in pieces the nation, meaning oppressing the nations, beating them down as they beat us down. Just the very fact of us being here in Babylon, being forced in Babylon, that's them breaking us into pieces, man. Separating our home through these different policies, these different wicked laws, okay? Pushing out disinformation, pushing out lies, okay? Deceiving our people. All right, the main deceiver is the so-called white man. The very fact that not telling them who they are because you beat it out of them. All right, and then you try to hide it. You spend billions and billions of dollars to hide the fact that we're Israelites, but you did not account for the spirit. You did not account for scriptures like this. You did not account for prophecies. This is Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. See? So we're going to possess the earth. Right now, the earth is in the possession of who? The wicked, which is the so-called white man. Okay? And you can see his hurtful works are done. All right, you can just look at the earth. Look at the condition of the earth. You got global warming. You got holes in the ozone layer. You got massive people in sorrow. You got uprisings of the people. You got mass shootings. Okay, people are dying from suicide. People are dying from drugs. All right, nobody loves each other. Nobody likes going to work. Everybody's hurt. Everybody is sick. All right, everybody has bad blood, bad heart. Their body's all messed up. Okay, so the wicked is in rulership, but the Lord, He gonna give us the possession of the earth, and we're gonna rule the earth in righteousness. And all you nations, you're gonna be below us. Okay, it says, "Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron; thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel." That's what we just read in Jeremiah 51. How the Lord is gonna make us a battle axe and a weapon and weapons of war. Okay, so you see these movies, X-Men, okay, these different futuristic movies with those who have some type of power. We're going to get that power, man, on a higher level. And that's going to, and to be able to manipulate the elements, shoot fire out of our hands. Okay. Bring fire from the heavens. Okay. Manipulate the ocean water. All right. Drown your ass. All right. Stop rain from coming down on your land. All right. Starve you to death. All right. So we're going to have power over the elements to be able to mess you people up, to be able to break you into pieces. And also we're going to have actual rods of iron. If we want to use our hand as a rod of iron, we can use our hand. We can just beat you to pulp, beat you down. Okay. On some MMA type shit. All right. So this is coming soon to all you damn Edomites and you other nations, which we're not going to beat all the nations to extermination. The only one who's going to get beat to extermination is the so-called white man after his judgment. Okay. Give me a second. This is Isaiah 60:3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thy eyes round about and see all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from afar, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then shalt thou see and flow together, and thy heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So all you heathen nations, you're going to be subservient under us. You're going to be in subjection under us. All right. You're going to be tributaries under us. All right. Basically, you're going to be a slave. Okay. And you're going to wait on us hand and foot. All right. Your daughters are going to be servants and handmaids. You're going to nurse up our children, basically, meaning you're going to take care of them. All right. If they want apple juice from the other side of the world and they want you to walk, you got to go walk and get it in the particular time that they want, or you're going to get put to death. All right. You have to be cleaning up after them. All right. Making them food. All right. Going out working long, hard hours just so our children can be happy. All right. And then if they want to use you for a rug, you better get down and get used as a rug. Okay. So the abundance of the Gentiles, meaning their resources. And that goes for your daughters also. Okay, the choice women. You're not gonna have any choice women. Okay, all the choice women of the other nations are ours. That's property of us. Okay, in the near future. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. We're gonna brothers, we're gonna oppress the oppressor. The so-called white man's oppressing us right now, but very soon, don't worry, we're gonna oppress him in the other nations. Okay, in righteousness. All right, the scriptures say that it's a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation and those that trouble you. Okay? So with that, I want to say shalom to the elect and death to the Edomites.